Hey, good morning. I apologize. I am running late. My name is Gary. I am director of the Denver Guitar Orchestra. We're meeting on YouTube until further notice. And so I am actually officially 7 minutes late logging in. We'll see if anybody has stuck around today for the lateness of my arrival. Enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update and update. It's been holding on like crazy trying to get everything done all of the time. I cannot keep up. Let me know if the sound is good. I need to get my doodad out and download the sheet music for today. Unfortunately, we're going to probably have to have a little bit of a short lesson. Anyway, hey Vic, good morning. I apologize. I'm late today, and I'm going to have to probably cut you guys a tiny bit short. I got a thing here. It turns out, here's something that I have discovered. When you are in a high rise, I'm in a 12-story high rise, and there are there are 100 units, so almost 200 people live in the building. When your heater goes out in the basement, there's these giant boilers, like it's terrifying that I'm even standing next to them type boilers. It turns out when those go out for the next 3 weeks, your life will be a misery. And so I have been running. And then over the weekend, we had any other, the usual weekend mania that happens. As soon as like the building knows this building's from 1954, it can sense it's like, okay, it's the weekend. They're weak, and so the building will just start to it starts to just be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to cause extra problems that we've never had before. Like, I don't know, how about the front door security system that you know nothing about? I'll go ahead and have that not work today. And so my weekend was crazy. This morning has been crazy trying to get stuff set up for classes. And then in addition to that, I got a couple other things that I'm optimistic about, but are it's like, do they, salesmen don't call you on Monday or on Friday. They call you on Monday, right? Because they want to get their week started, and it's a mess. Anyway, let's see. So there I am. I am officially done complaining. You guys want to grab Christmas Is. I want to run through that one. Let's see. I don't need that right there. This thing I can delete. I think. Can I delete it from this? Delete. Yes. Okay, so that's the guitar stuff. And then this is the guitar stuff. We're going to work on Christmas Is first. And then I see all of you guys logging in. Don't log out yet. Don't think that I'm not gonna make you a great guitar player today. You're already all great guitar players, so that you're in the right spot at the right time. Christmas Is guitar PDF. That's the one I need. So I download that into my little gadget here. All right, so now we are finally set up for today. And then you guys already have, theoretically, Silent Night, Imagine, and Wonderful World. If you don't have Imagine or Wonderful World, please toss me an email, and I will get that to you. I don't like posting stuff that's still under copyright on the front page. Well, frankly, anywhere on the website. I went ahead and posted Christmas Is because, frankly, I was in a hurry, and we will leave that up there for the week. But then after that, I'll turn it to an email only. So go ahead and get it into your thing. Plus, we need to double check that I didn't make any typos in it. And then we'll get going here. Gosh. By the way, over the week, last night, the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra, some of the members of that, nominated me to be an everyday hero. And most of you guys know this already. And they ran the segment last night. And while I look like a weird old white guy, which I guess I am, I should come to terms with that. It was a very lovely piece. I think they did a really nice job on it. I wish they had interviewed a few more people from the orchestra, because honestly, this is really not about me. It's about you. it's a little about me. I know I'm getting to be a better guitar player by doing this much teaching, and so that can't hurt because I'm an iffy guitar player at best. And anyway, they ran that last night, which was super fun. They did not post it on the website yet, so I checked this morning to see if it was on there. It's not. So as soon as they post it, I will post it for you guys. So that's what I know. All right, let's find out who logged in today. Vic, I already said hi to. As long as she logs in, she says the sound is good. Then I know we're going to be fine. As long as Vic is here and the sound is good, we will be safe. Okay. Let's see who else wandered in. Elizabeth. Good morning, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a level of musician I aspire to be one of these days. One of the great people in Colorado. Love having her here. Hey, Pauline, in from California. Farmer Ted in sound check. Ted knows sound, by the way. He's actually officially in a real rock band, and he probably has done more sound checks than I can even begin to imagine. He lives in Albuquerque, of all places. Paley is here. Good morning. She grew up in Hawaii. Can you imagine? My boiler is haunted. I've had to replace it twice in 2 years. And it's not exactly easy to replace these boilers. You can't go to Home Depot and get them off the shelf. Let's see, cold deluxe apartment. I'm moving on. I do have this. This is exactly that apartment, right? It's supposed to be in 1954. This was a very fancy apartment. In what is it, this year, 2020? We're just trying not to have everything fall apart at this point. So yeah, but the heater's working. One of them is working. There's 2 others that are getting hooked up theoretically today. Guys, it's life, right? What are you going to do? It turns out, I always say, I'm going to do what's important, not what's urgent, because urgent is like your phone rings all day long. Blink, 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 urgent, urgent, urgent. Oh my God, somebody posted a cat video on Instagram and you're supposed to go run and look at it. And you should, because it's fun, but it's not important, right? So I'm always like, I'm going to do what's important no matter what that means. And so sometimes it ends up that it turns out when your heat goes out, that actually is more important than writing music. So that's why I'm behind. Next showing. Always are they going to show it at 11 a.m. today? All right. So if you're in a local and you want to go watch it at 11 a.m., eventually they'll post it online and I'll post it for you guys. But yeah, see this big old white face, you put it on TV and it looks even more like a moon. And what are you going to do? Yeah, so the penthouse is fine right now. Technically, this is actually the penthouse. We're on the top floor, right? That makes it the penthouse. So this is the spare bedroom in the penthouse. Welcome to me being, your view into opulence. All right. Evelyn, happy Monday to Evelyn. I'm glad you were late because she went out to breakfast this morning. I've been running around like an idiot all morning. So Evelyn for the win. Let's see. Level 1-3. Oh dear, did I not fix that? Oh dear, I thought I fixed that. Oh, it is row boat. Okay, let me update that. Dunk, dunk, dunk. How come that didn't switch over? That's weird. Let me fix that real quick. Thanks, Elizabeth. 3 blind. That's the second link I goofed up last week. 3 blind mice. All right. I'm usually pretty good about that. I don't know how I've blown it twice in 1 week. All right. Update. Let's make sure it works now. All right. So let's see. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that. Okay, yeah. Last night they showed me at 10 p.m. and it's a nice little video. I thought they did a nice job. You always think, well, they weren't able to fit that in. They weren't able to fit that in. And you're like, well, what are they going to do? They got 60 seconds. Let's see, let's make sure. All right, 3 blind mice is working now. So guys, because I'm in a crunch for time, what I'd like to do, I'd like to focus in on Christmas Is and Silent Night today. We will move 3 blind mice to tomorrow. For those of you at level 1 who are still working on getting your finger picking together and getting where you feel comfortable with this particular style of sheet music. And frankly, for some people, they're questioning whether they need sheet music at all, right? Some people are just like, oh, sheet music, I don't know about that. The only reason that I care about sheet music is that you're not going to be able to play the top level, highly advanced, really, really solid stuff without it. And even if that's true, even if you are a rock guitar player, yeah, you can sit in your basement for, 6 or 7 weeks with one song and probably eventually figure out how to mimic it, but you haven't really learned anything about music theory. Once you learn a little bit of sheet music, music is so much faster and easier to put together, and you can go all the way to the top level once you understand what's going on here. And for some of you, that's not a goal. For most of us, it's like, hey, I want to just play a little bit of music, make it sound nice, make me happy for an hour or so, and then I want to go on and to this life that I picked for myself. And so that's why I'm kind of a psycho about sheet music. I do think it just gives you an opportunity to play without thinking. And obviously I want you to think too, but this is this is how we do it. And so whether you like it or not, this is how we do it. Let's talk about this song, Christmas Is. I arranged this last Christmas. I was actually in Albuquerque, oddly enough, and it seems like it was Christmas of 2019, I think. Was it last Christmas or the Christmas before that? Anyway, I was sitting in a hotel room in Albuquerque, and I was probably trying to avoid running into Farmer Ted. And now sometimes we run down, my wife's mother lives down there, and sometimes we run down for a very short amount of time, and I know I won't have time to say hi to anybody. So that's probably what was going on. And I managed to crank this out, and then I don't think I ever did anything with it. And so I spent last night going through this. I think it's a pretty decent arrangement. And so it's a little bit of an unusual song. Those of you guys who know this tune, I think it's Percy Faith that sings it, and he's got a very unusual voice, and so he sings it way better than you're probably going to be able to pull it out instrumentally. But the nice thing about it is there's plenty of things to talk about and study and really going to get good at. So the first thing is on page 1, notice you've got a repeated measure 5 that you're going to come back to. So you're going to play down to 16, come back to measure 5, and then you just place down through the end, skipping measure 16 the last time. So it's not a complicated repeat. So that's one thing. And the second thing I noticed, I wrote at the top last year, rubato. And what rubato means is it's okay if you don't play it in strict timing, right? Play it. Now, when you're playing with me, when we're head to head, playing with me, you don't get that opportunity, right? Playing rubato is impossible because you're trying to keep up with me, and so we're really playing a duet, and that means that we're probably going to be following the timing a little bit closer than we would otherwise. But as a soloist, you take this piece of music and you're like, I'm going to make some notes longer, some notes shorter. I'm going to make it feel like I want to play it. In my mind, that's what rubato means. It's just, hey, find a way that you can play this. Don't worry overly much about the tempo and the timing. Frankly, when you're a new player, you shouldn't be worrying about that anyway. You should be trying to just make it sound as close to what you think it should sound like as you can. Next thing about this one, notice in measure 1, 2, 3, basically every measure, they have eighth note triplets, okay? And so that's where Christmas is. You'll see the 3 eighth notes above it, but there's a 3 above it. That's a triplet. And what that means is we're going to squish 3 notes in the space of 2. And there are many versions of triplets. I've seen them with 5s. I've also seen duplets where we take 2 notes and put them in the space of 3. And so it's a fairly common thing. You don't see a ton of it in everyday kind of music. You see lots of it in classical music where these players have a lifetime of experience and they can handle stuff like this. But in our music, guitar music and stuff that I create, you will sometimes see eighth note triplets, and that means we're going to fit 3 eighth notes in the space of 2 eighth notes. And sometimes you'll see quarter note triplets, which is 3/4, obviously same thing, 3/4 notes in the space of 2 quarter notes. Now in this song, we've got eighth note triplets. And there's lots of ways to count them, but I like to count them with monkeys, okay? So when you get to bong, Christmas is sleigh bells, and what you're thinking of, it's not quite as fast as an eighth note. It's not quite as fast as eighth notes, but getting there, right? So it's a little faster than eighth notes, but it's not 16th notes. That's what I'm trying to say. So you go bum, 2 monkey, 3, 4. I like to count with monkeys. So if the triplet is in the first beat, it's 1 monkey, second beat, 2 monkey, third beat, 3 monkey, and 4 beats, 4 monkey. I mean, Debbie brought that idea to me years ago when we were working with the orchestra on triplets, and it really does work. If they're quarter note triplets, and you'll notice that it'll be quarter notes, and then there'll be a bar above it, and it'll say 3. And those you count as King Kongs. 1 King Kong, 3 King Kong, 1 King Kong, 3 King Kong. And so you can tell they're faster than eighth notes, but not really. They're faster than eighth notes, but not all the way down to eighth notes. What am I trying to say? They're slower than eighth notes, but faster than quarter notes. So let's talk about, first, let's just run through the melody, see if we have any ability to get that out right off the bat. So from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so with that melody, I went ahead and put zeros in on the part that's really just a chord. You don't really have to play those. You could just do rest, dun, 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 dum, dum, rest, bum, 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 bum. In fact, I think I might go ahead and just change those out anyway. Rest. They sound a little weird. Rest, rest, rest. So let's go back and try those first 4 measures and change those independent zeros out. Just play the lyrics instead and use rests. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 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 That's probably better. So probably just put in rests there at the beginning. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and I'll update the sheet music with that. The only reason, again, you will play melody, certainly at you guys' level, is 1, if you're learning to read tablature, super important. 2, if you ever play a duet, most guitar players know their chords. Most don't read tablature, and so you'll end up being the lead guitarist and getting where you're comfy with that. And also, if you have a singer, it's not uncommon for you let the singer go for a while, then they shut up and you do your little instrumental part, and that's another time you really do need to be careful with the or you need to know how to play melody. Vic says, hey, this is a new song for me. Yeah. And so we've talked about it a few times. 1, anytime we get a new song, probably go listen to the MP3 on the website to make sure you have a sense of how it goes while you're reading the sheet music. And then I always encourage, go over to YouTube and look at it. Usually, like this line, Christmas is, I guarantee, I didn't check, but I'm positive Percy Faith's version of this will be the first thing that comes up on there. Listen to his version or listen to 2 or 3 versions so you get a sense of how other people have handled it. And then you come back more knowledgeable to the song. This is it's actually, when you hear Percy Faith's version, you're like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. It's really quite beautiful. All right, next is, let's go into measure 5. And I'll probably toss in a few of the words so that you can get a sense of where we're headed. Okay. 3, 4, rest. Christmas is children who just can't go to sleep. Rest. And in the melody, I think I'm going to rest out. I'll rest out both of those. It seems weird in the melody. I don't like it. All right, next, measure 7. Let's go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Christmas is Christmas is memories, the kind you want to keep. That's it, right? So very minimalist melody. And so that's why we're going to need to put in the tough acts portion of this to get the thing to actually make sense. Again, let's put in rests at the front of measure 9. Yeah, that's the last one probably. All right, let's find out. Okay, so we're going to rest at measure 9. Let's go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Deck the halls and give a cheer. So glad the thing that Christmas is each year. Bum, bum, bum. Christmas rest. Merry Christmas. Bum. May all your wishes come true. Okay, and that little turnaround takes you back up to measure 5. Let's go back to measure 5. Play from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 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 Rest, rest, rest. Let me make some notes to myself here. I'm gonna take all that stuff out of the melody. It's not helping. And then measure 13, go. You're on measure 17. Okay, so anywhere that there's, I'm going to leave in the top, the high 3 in measure 22, and I'll probably leave in. No, that sounds stupid. All right, so I'm going to get rid of anything that doesn't have lyrics under it in the melody line, especially since this is a less well-known song. I was trying to get cutesy, and I think I failed. So we'll take out all of the non-lyric notes except in 17 and 22. Those are turnarounds, and then and 16 to 17 and 22. And then let me go through. I got to get rid of a couple of other notes. Any note that's not associated with the lyric, let's get rid of it. All right, so let's go through and try it one more time from the top, just the melody, see if we can get a sense of how the song's playing. Then we'll talk chords, and then we'll talk top acts. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 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 My thing didn't turn. Rest. 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 To the top or to 5. Rest. 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 17. Rest. 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 Okay, so I'm going to clean up just a little bit of this from a melody perspective. Clean up, and I'll post an easier to play version. Right, taking out a few. I thought I'd be cutesy and give you a little bit more complex melody, but it doesn't work. So I've just learned a lesson. Okay, all right, Tyler. Good morning, Tyler. All right, so now next, let's go into the chord setup. You got a G chord, right? Level 1 chord, yay. E minor, usually just lift everything up, right? That's a very jazzy chord, beautiful. E minor 7. Also very jazzy and beautiful. It goes into D7 to help us resolve. Okay, and then back to measure 3, got a nice G chord. Okay, into that E minor 7 again. A minor. And D7. And notice how the 7th chord creates tension that has to be resolved with a G. Christmas is children who just can't go to sleep. Christmas is memories, the kind you always keep. Okay, keep going, C chord. Now you can tell we've had the same 4 chords, right? Same progression. So when you see a C chord jump up, you're like, oh, sound is about to change. And of course it makes sense because we're about to move into a new section of the song. C chord. Deck the halls and give a cheer. E minor 7. A minor. For all the things that Christmas, and look at B7. This will be cool. It's always cool, right? Is each, and then a regular E minor. Here, 2, 3, 4. And here we go with the Christmas. Christmas. And C minor is is that the right chord? That doesn't look right. 3rd fret. Dun, dun. I don't think this is right. Hold on. Is that right? Oh, the reason I put it there was for the arrangement of the tough acts. I'm going to put a big question mark above that C minor. I'm going to go double check that. That seems odd. I mean, I'm probably right for the tough act. But you can't hit the top string or a bad thing will happen. So let's just play a C chord through there from 13. Go. Christmas, Merry Christmas. May all your wishes come true. And A minor. Okay, so that's that turnaround, right? Let's go back to 5. Ignore the C minor the second time through. I'm going to check that. I think we can do better. So we had a bomb, and then to 5, go. Christmas is carol to warm you in the snow. Rest. Christmas is bedtime when no one likes to go. See, all the world is tinsel bright. So glad to know that Christmas is tonight. 2, 3, 4. Just play C's through this. Christmas, Merry Christmas. May all your wishes come. And then we want to have you jump to, instead of true in the first repeat, true goes in the second repeat. Boy, I didn't spend, clearly my head wasn't in the game, guys. Sorry. True. And then E7 on measure 17. Oh, look at, you can hear it. Well, that's the ending coming up, right? Wham, the ending's coming up. Oh my God. Go back to A minor 7th and 18. Christmas. Stick with your A minor 7. Merry Christmas. May all your wishes come true. And then we'll probably put a high G. Well, we got this higher G here. Yeah. I may put a fancier ending on that as well, but that G is correct. So I'll clean up some of that. I'll check that C minor. I don't like that one. I'll find a better one for us. All right, now let's talk tough X. G chord, and then O to O, and then E minor 7. Yeah, this is a doable song for sure, Vic. Yeah. The nice part is, it's what I love when I find it. I don't find it often in music, but in music, we're so often focusing on Bach, Beethoven, Chopin, lots of notes, crazy, weird chord, blah, 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 and it's always a tough thing, right? It sounds amazing, but what you're really looking for is a song that is minimalist, right? And then you bring yourself to it, and that's what the song is. All right, sorry, distracted. Don't talk to me, Vic. All right, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. G chord, O to O. E minor 7, add the 2. Okay, A minor 7th. O to O. 0, 2. That's really a D7, and then the wrong note there, which is cool. And then hit this 3. O to O. And then E minor 7th with a 2. Okay, back to A minor. O to O, partial D7, and then a B note. Okay, here we go into measure 5, again in G chord. O to O, 202. Grab that 3, this is when the song really starts. Listen how beautiful that is. And then A minor 7th. Pinky to get the 3. And then 0, 2, 0. Okay, and then a G chord. O to O. E minor 7 open. Another 3. And then this 2. Is that beautiful? And then A minor 7 again. Pinky. O2. And then 3 zeros. And I put that 3 there on the end. It feels a little heavy. We might get rid of it. Put a C chord in. Okay, drop your middle finger to get the 2. Pinky. D7, 3 strings. You'd probably do all 4. And then a nice G chord here. And then a E minor 7th. I've got, put the 2, yeah, let's move the 2 up to where, let's do a full E minor 7th there. I think it'll sound prettier. My gadget to cooperate here. I think it's going to sound pretty with a real E minor 7th in there. All right. Okay, and then measure 11, that is going to sound super cool. A minor with your pinky on 2. And then resolving to the B7. And then that will resolve to an E minor. O, O, O. And then 2, 2, 3. And that's a little bit of a weird shape. It happens in jazz, right? You're going to get a lot of weird shapes like that. And then pull your middle finger up. And then 1, and then just move your index finger over to get that 3, 0, 3, 1, 0. Oops, that's sorry. zeros. Again, just that 3 is just for decoration. Okay, put a D chord on. And then we'll go into your G chord in 16. 4th string. A minor. Love that turnaround. Go back to 5. From 5, we'll just play. Ready? Go. Measure 9, I think. Apologize, phone distracted me. Measure 9. A minor with the 2. That's not hard, Gary. Measure 17, E7. It's like, hey, we're about to end the song. It's so exciting. And then A minor 7th. And you have to pull up. You've got to pull up. I'd put a regular A minor on and just leave your ring finger up. It'll just sound more complete. Or your index finger up. So play what's written there. It's really go over because we're losing the B note, or we're losing the C note. I'm turning it into a B note. It's probably better to put your middle and ring. So 0 2 2 0 I think sounds prettier. Okay, and then back to that 0 1 3 or 3 1 0 I should say. G chord at 19. Chords again. You're only 4 in the thing. Okay, done. We're about done with the song. Nice 3 here. And then, okay. So I got a little bit of a mess with the sheet music, but you got the big idea. It was genius at work. No, what you're seeing is a guy who's desperately throwing music together at the last minute at work. So I think that as I look through this and I'm seeing stuff that I like and I don't like, what I'm seeing mostly is my attitude about filling out the melody was, hey, I want to have additional stuff so that we can kind of play something on every beat. That was a wrong decision. I had no faith in my ability to play rests, right? So what I'll do is I'll go through, I'll clean up the melody line, and we'll put in the rests where they should be, and really stick with the melody. That's one of the things I've always liked about the way I do music, is I want people to have different approaches to it, or different levels that they can get to. If you're new to playing, if you're a singer, really you need those chords. The chords all work. That C minor I'm questioning, and so I'm going to go through and really think that through as a singer. And you should see I actually sing when I'm preparing these, which is, as you know, you've been around in my singing enough to know how disgusting. But we get these chords in, and then we play the melody. I like the melody basically to mirror the lyrics, unless there are no lyrics, of course. But and I did didn't do that here. I thought I'd be smarter than I am, and it failed. So we'll fix that. Then when I go through and I look at putting the chords and the melody together, the first job is playability. That's what you don't get in free PDFs that you run around on the internet and find. They're all over the place. I have thousands of them in my computer, and virtually all of them are, at least up front, pretty unplayable because there's somebody wrote down what they're doing, and they're not in terms of being instructional, but in terms of, hey, here's what I did, and you should do it too, right? That's about how much instruction there is, and that's not what we're really focused in on. What we're focusing in on is I want to be able to play it right off the bat, first time through, make it nice and pretty. Then I can go through and start adding in notes, taking notes out, doing what I need to make the song come more alive for me. And sometimes that means simplifying it, and sometimes that means making it more complex. This song is a pretty peaceful song, and so less is more in this case, I think. And so I think the thing works from a tough acts perspective. I'm going to add in, clear down to measure 9, and then I'm going to look at, I'm going to add a D note under the D7 there, and I'm going to fix the E minor 7. I think I just got in a hurry. I don't know why I put that there. And then, but overall, I think it works. The one thing I question, and I think it depends on the quality of your guitar, I often will go to this 3 bong when I'm playing in the key of G, just as a filler note to hit this low G. On this guitar with these strings is not working that great. I'm going to change these 3 strings. These strings are brass, and I'm going to change them out to wrap silver to see if I can get a little more better, cleaner voicing out. I like the higher strings, but the lower strings are just too. So I'm going to try those out and see. And so your guitar is actually playing a role in whether you would play it this way or not. Hopefully your guitar is sounding beautiful, and you're doing just, making it work. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm a bit of a mess today. I just had too many things happen on Saturday to make it possible to be ready for Monday. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, we will tackle 3 Blind Mice to finish up book 1. We will play this again, Silent Night, and hopefully Imagine a Wonderful World. And I'm also posting up. I'm going to post up some more. I'm just going to try to post up some more Christmas music as we go along, so that you have plenty by the time you get to Thanksgiving in your book, so that you can share with your family, which isn't coming over, right? Because they will kill you. So you can Zoom with them, and you can do what I do every day: Zoom a little guitar. So apologize for being a bit all over the place. I'll clean this piece of sheet music up later today, and then repost it, and then look for another piece of Christmas music. Not positive. I think I will probably just give you "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," because everybody has to play that one. And so, is the Shogun Farewell coming? Oh, I hadn't thought about it for a guitar for this season. I guess I could put that together for us. Sure, it's one of those songs you don't know until you know it, and then you can't get it out of your head, kind of thing. So, thanks everybody for being here. I apologize for being a bit of a mess today. I will be in better shape tomorrow, so I will see all of you then, and go play Silent Night. It works. All right, I'll see all of you tomorrow.